Did you wake up dangerous, like, to use the Baker Mayfield phrase? Like, did you know? Did you feel it that day when you threw the no-hitter this weekend?
I wish I could say I did. I mean, I think these things are kind of like lightning strikes. You just never really know. Felt pretty normal all day. Actually, kind of felt like crap warming up. So I think it's kind of a common theme, though. You hear like perfect games, no hitters. A lot of times, guys don't feel great in the bullpen or early in the game.
So how does that feel? I mean, what do you mean? You just like walk me through for us, I guess, mortals in a way, Justin. What does that mean that you're not feeling good in the bullpen?
Well, like I was kind of all over the place. My command wasn't great, and then but I don't put much stock in my bullpens anyway. It's just kind of a means to get my body loose. And then I came out to start the game, and the velocity was a little down, and my command was still a little all over the place. Walked the second batter of the game, and it was just kind of like, all right, well, it's going to be one of those days. Going to have to grind. And, sure enough, slowly but surely, things just started to kind of click a little bit. And by the time I, looked up, it was the fourth, fifth inning, and I'm like, well, shoot, I'm feeling pretty good now and haven't given up a hit. So see where this thing goes. And sure enough, man, I was able to pull it off.
So you just hit my next question is like, when do you look up and see the 0 under the H column on the scoreboard and start thinking about it?
Well, besides the first inning,
Right.
I mean, that's kind of like the whole game is always aware that you haven't given up a hit. I guess when it really starts to click in, I think, is after the sixth inning. The seventh is like, okay, we're getting close. 9 outs. The eighth is pretty intense, and then the ninth is just kind of like, all right, well, let's let it all hang out. And I've blown 2 in the ninth. I don't want to say I've blown. They're pretty. The hitter did a good job getting a hit off me in the ninth.
Right.
A couple times before. So, and this is after having had 2 already. So I didn't think 3 was in the cards for me. I just kind of thought it was not going to happen. You don't get so many chances. And, sure enough, I was thinking about those. I thought about them in the ninth inning the other night. As I've been here before, and I was like, I don't know if I'll ever get this close again. I definitely don't want to blow this one.
Well, I mean, I imagine this was your third one. I'm not terribly familiar, as you might be, obviously, with your 2 previous ones. Did you have early leads in this one? Because this was nothing forever. It felt like forever it was no score in this one, Justin.
Yeah, I mean, I think the 2 previous, I definitely had some run support. This one was very different. I mean, it's not different for me, the way I'm pitching, but when it got to the ninth inning, it's like, hey, if we don't score here, I don't really have a chance because my pitch count was so high that I wasn't going to go. I knew I wasn't going back after the 10th. So if we didn't score in the ninth inning, it just wasn't going to happen whether I didn't give up a hit or not in the ninth. And
what is it about Toronto? You're the first pitcher in the history of baseball, Justin Verlander, to throw multiple no-hitters on the road against the same opponent. What is it about Skydome? You feel safe?
Sometimes when you step on a mound in certain places, it just like is a good visual, and I don't really know how to explain that. It's like when I step on the mound in Toronto, I feel like I'm pretty close to home plate. Like the visual looks good to me. So maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know.
You're like the anti-Kawhi, I think, in Toronto. Like you're the opposite of Kawhi. You're not going to get any free meals there, Justin. I'll tell you that.
No. I don't know if I'll be let back in the country at this point.
No, I know. So walk me through the one lone mound visit that you had that day, Justin.
Yeah, it was probably pretty more interesting than people would think. I guess just because it was the ninth inning, it was 2 outs. It was kind of one of those moments that typically you don't want to interrupt the flow of the game. So I think that kind of caught a lot of people's eye that I called Trinos out to talk. And really what the conversation was about was Bichette, who was coming up, who had 3 at-bats already. And I had a good feel for what he was seeing well and what he wasn't. But he has 2 different swings. He has a pre-2-strike swing, and then his 2-strike swing, he shortens up and has a bit of a 2-strike approach, which honestly is nice to see in this day and age. But I wanted to make sure that he didn't go to that 2-strike approach earlier in the at-bat because that would have probably changed a little bit of the way I attacked him. And with the way he does his leg kick and the rhythm of my mechanics, I wouldn't really be able to see if he was doing it or not. So I told Trinos, hey, if he does this earlier than 2 strikes, I need you to let me know. Just point to him or something and say that he was doing this. So I would be aware.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download The Rich Eisen Show app.